What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about a topic that's not very sexy, but is of uber importance to help you develop your game. We're talking about spares. Here, let me show you guys here one quick thing. Let me add this ball here to my lap. So guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Subscribe is the most important thing. It takes 2 seconds. I'll even wait a little bit for you guys to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and refocus onto the video. I would super appreciate it. And I'm not above begging, so guys, please hit that subscribe button. If you like the jersey I'm wearing in this video or any of my videos, coolwick.com, promo code Napoles10, Napoles10. They'll give you 10% off your entire order, coolwick.com, and it's a great way to help support the channel. Down below in the description is be a link where you can order this ball or any of the bowling balls in any of my videos, except for this one because it's not available. And again, that's another great way to help support the channel. And then this ball cup here where you see the ball spinning on, it's by a company called DH Labs. I've partnered with them because I truly believe in their product. Really, really good ball spinners. There's an affiliate link in the description which directly supports my channel, what I'm doing here. And again, I would really appreciate it. All right, so I use a dedicated spare ball when shooting at my 10-pin, 6-pin, 3-6-10, 3-6, 3-10, 6-10, any of those right side combinations, I use a dedicated spare ball. But in this video, we're gonna go over some of the benefits of actually not using a dedicated spare ball and actually using a urethane ball for spares, which you're seeing a lot of people migrating towards not using a dedicated spare ball. And some of the there's pros and cons to both sides. Obviously, one of the biggest pros of using a dedicated spare ball is that the ball is not going to hook. It's going to go dead straight, and that's the biggest pro. The biggest con is that it takes up a slot in your bag. Norm Duke called it the ball and chain. Anywhere you go, you got to drag that ball and chain with you. He doesn't use a dedicated spare ball, and a lot of pros don't use a dedicated spare ball. So some of the pros and cons of using a urethane ball for your spare ball. The biggest con is that it hooks. And if you get it into a part of the lane where it's gonna hook a little bit and it hooks just past the 10 pin or just past whatever pin you're shooting at, that can become an issue. But the biggest benefit is that it doesn't take up a slot in your bag, and it's not just a ball that you're gonna use for spares. If the lanes call for it, you can go to your spare ball for strikes, whereas using this for strikes, especially for someone like me, is just a complete non-option. So we're here at Samsung, and I can't set up just a 10 pin here. They don't have the technology that like South Point has where I can just set up the 10 pin. So we're just gonna do the honor system here. I'm gonna shoot about 10 or 15 10 pins with the plastic ball, and then whatever amount the same with the urethane ball to see if my carry percentage or my spare percentage is any higher or lower, whatever the case may be, with urethane versus a dedicated plastic spare ball. Hey, let me know down below in the comments, do you guys use a plastic spare ball like this, paint the lanes pink spare ball, or do you use a urethane ball like a Pitch Black, like an IQ78, whatever urethane ball that you may use? I genuinely like to know. I'm actually going to do a poll in my community tab just to see what you guys are really more using, the spare ball or the urethane ball. So we're going to be here on lane 28 on a fresh, typical house shot. Not that it matters because we're not going to throw any balls for strikes. Making your spares, guys, is the easiest way to increase that average. In my league right now on Tuesday nights, I am 44 for 45 shooting at the 10 pin this season. I've only missed one, and that's using a dedicated spare ball. So I'm team spare ball. We'll see you on the lanes. All right, we're gonna start in the spare ball. I figure we'll go 5 and then switch, and 5 and switch, and 5 and switch. That's gonna be 1 for 1. 1 for 1, baby. So then now ideally we just go right back in that same hole. And we're gonna just stay in the spare ball again. So that wasn't back in the same hole, but that for sure would have spared it. We're 2 for 2. You can already see what some of those benefits are. The ball doesn't hook. It goes absolutely dead straight. And then, one of the cons of it going super straight is that if you miss right, it's not gonna hook at all. It's gonna go Absolutely dead straight, which is good because it doesn't matter what the pattern is. I'm gonna say that would have hit the 10 pin. You know, it's tough if it's, you know, the whole rack is up there, but I'm gonna say like 99%, yeah, that would have hit the 10 pin. So Tim next to me here brought up a good point. If the 3 pin is still standing, then you would have got the 10 pin. So here's to missing the 3 pin. I'm just, you know, making another good shot. That for sure would have made it. So we're 4 for 4 so far with the spare ball. One more, see if we can make it 5 for 5 to start. All right, so this is to make it 5 for 5. It's gonna be tough for the urethane ball, for me anyway, to beat the spare ball. There we go. So we went 5 for 5 with the spare ball. I'm not saying I expected it, but my spare shooting lately has been really good. So we're gonna reset this rack, and now we're gonna go to the 78U and try to make those 10 pins with that. Actually, we don't need to reset the rack. I don't even know why I said that. So again, my target is just about the same with urethane versus plastic. Yeah, that for sure. And the reason it's the same is because even though it's a stronger cover with more surface, it's traversing so much oil, there's no way that it's gonna read. So again, so now we're 1 for 1 with the urethane ball. 1 for 1 to start. Let's just keep making good shots. Tell you guys something super important after this spare here. For sure would have made the spare there. So Tim, the guy bowling next to me, brought up a really good point. He was asking me what the surface was of the 78U. Now it was 1,000 like 3 or 4 games ago, so it does have a little bit of lane shine. You got to be really careful if it has a fresh surface. You know, if you're bowling on something short and it has too much surface, you know, that can become an issue. So just keep in mind how much surface you have on your urethane ball if you're going to use it for spares. I just think the important thing for me when using not a spare ball to shoot 10 pins is to just throw it the same way as I would my whatever ball I'm in. Like that. So what is that, 2 for 2 or 3 for 3? I'll double check after the shot. Yeah, I mean, so far kind of the same. I may actually consider switching over to urethane for spares. Yeah, so that was 3 for 3. I went to go double check. This is gonna be my 4th attempt with urethane. That's gonna be a spare for sure. 4 for 4, and honestly guys, to me, I could go either way. I'm still leaning more towards the spare ball, because the plastic ball, just because I know it's not gonna hook. But let's see if we can go a solid 10 for 10 to start. All right, 5th attempt here with urethane. Looking to make it an even 10 for 10, 5 for 5 with each. There we go. So the one big thing that I'm noticing so far is that I haven't missed any to the right to see if the urethane would pick up a little bit more where that plastic ball wouldn't. And I haven't missed any too far left where maybe it would have hooked past it. So kind of I'm just throwing some really good shots so far. So we're 5 for 5 with each. Let's go to the second round. We're gonna end up doing 15 of each. So it's gonna be a long video, but let's get to it. All right, back in the spare ball. So, you know, just looking to try to get it in that hole without guttering there. That's a spare. For sure that's a spare. So I didn't realize that this league, the senior league, is getting ready to start. So we're just gonna do 10 of each, not the 15 of each, just because time restraints. Let me know in the comments, which one do you think looks better for my game so far? Now I will say, I don't think I've picked off just the 10 with urethane, and I think I've done it a few times now with the spare ball. Yeah, my spare game lately has been really good. No reason why I shouldn't go 10 for 10, as long as I just execute at a high level here. I'm gonna say that definitely would have made the spare. It was a little bit closer, might have been on the left side of the 10 pin, but I'm gonna say that definitely would have been a spare. 8 for 8. Guys, this is also the most amount of 10 pin practice I've gotten in like a year. I'm 8 for 8. Let's see if we can make it 9 for 9. Oh, that was gonna almost just pick off the 10. 9 for 9. This is gonna be the last shot here coming up with the spare ball. All right, looking to go 10 for 10 with the spare ball to ensure that this ball cannot lose. Oh, perfect. That for sure stayed on the lane. 10 for 10. Now we're gonna go to the urethane ball to finish it off. But guys, just based on that, you can see why I prefer the dedicated spare ball. It's just, you know right off your hand, it's not gonna hook, it's gonna go dead straight. All right, now back into the urethane ball. See if we can go 20 for 20. That'd be freaking amazing. Oh boy. As soon as I said something, that just went straight into the gutter. All right, to be fair though, it didn't really matter what ball was in my hand. When you miss right like that, it's gonna be a miss. No matter if it's a spare ball, urethane ball, reactive ball, whatever. Followed it up by just picking the 10-pin clean. All right, 3 more shots to go before we end this. Two for 2. Oh, yeah, what a shame that the spare ball's only gonna win because I threw one really terrible shot with the urethane one. Wow. All right, last shot of the video. It's a shame that the spare ball is going to win only because I threw a terrible shot with the urethane ball. There we go. All right, so let me know in the comments. You think I should use my urethane ball for spares, or should I stick with my spare ball? Let me know.